If you are thinking about buying a home and you're not paying cash for it, then you have to get pre-approved for a home loan. There are two different types of approvals. One is a pre-qualification and one is an actual pre-approval. In today's video, I'm going to go through the difference between the two of them and why one bears more weight than another one does when you put an offer in. Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining today. If you haven't been here before, my name is Danae Hewitt and I'm your go-to DFW realtor. Let's talk about the difference between a mortgage pre-qualification and a mortgage pre-approval. A mortgage pre-qualification really bears no weight when you're putting an offer in. So let me explain. When you get pre-qualified for a home, you're simply just letting your mortgage lender know about how much you make, about how much debt you have, about how much money you have in the bank, and they do a credit check. That's one thing that they do, but that is really about it. And then based off of what you tell them, they can issue what's called a pre-qualification letter stating, based on this information that we haven't verified, they are pre-qualified for a home loan up to a certain dollar amount. That's a pre-qualification letter. So there isn't a lot of weight in that when you go to put an offer in on your house compared to what's called a mortgage pre-approval letter. Now what that is you're basically proving everything that you just told them. You're proving with bank statements how much money you have in the bank, so that when you go to put an offer in stating I can put this much down, your mortgage lender has verified you have that money in the bank. You also verify with them your pay stubs for the last couple of months. You verify your tax returns for the last 2 years. Your credit is also pulled. So what the mortgage lender does is they're basically verifying with documentation absolutely everything that they need to pre-approve you for a home loan up to a certain dollar amount. The pre-approval is what matters the most when you're putting an offer in because it's a little bit more legitimate. Your finances have been looked at a little bit further than someone who is just pre-qualified. When you go to put an offer in on a house, you have to have this letter proving that you can afford the home. And the listing agent is going to double check that it's a mortgage pre-approval versus a pre-qualification because they want to make sure that they're advising their sellers to accept an offer with as strong of a buyer that they know of. And that pre-approval letter is going to help them do that. This pre-qualification and pre-approval, it does not take that long, maybe just a couple of days, but it all just depends on how quick you are to turn around all of the documents that your mortgage lender is going to need. If you can't find your tax returns, well then it's going to take that long in order for them to get that pre-approval done. So do what you can to get all of that documentation to them as soon as possible so that you can get pre-approved right away. I get asked the question a lot, how many approvals do I need? And my advice is to shop around. 100% shop around. You want to see what type of loan programs each mortgage lender has, and you also want to see what kind of rate they can give you. And as you're shopping around, you do want to make sure that you're communicating really well and meshing really well with the mortgage loan officer that you're working with. So absolutely 100% shop around, maybe get 2 different quotes and see which mortgage lender you like, which company you like better, and who's going to give you the better interest rate at the end of the day. I've been asked this before, can I put in an offer that is higher than my pre-approval amount? And the short answer is yes, but you have to have that difference in cash. So what that means is if you're pre-approved for $300,000, that is the most that this lender is going to lend you is $300,000. But the home that you want to put an offer in is $315,000. So you can put an offer in on that house for $315,000, but your lender's only going to give you $300,000. You would need to make sure that you had that $15,000 in cash to make up that difference that the mortgage lender isn't going to give you. If you don't have that extra money, then you cannot be shopping above your budget. When you're shopping for a home, you want to make sure that you know the absolute maximum that you're qualified for. And you also want to know what that payment is at your maximum. Maybe you're qualified for $300, but you don't like that payment amount. So you probably may want to shop in the $275 or the $250 range because you're more comfortable with those payments. That's why it's a great idea to have this pre-approval already in hand before you go house hunting. And especially in today's market, with it being a seller's market and homes are flying off the shelves so quickly, you have to have that pre-approval when you submit an offer. So don't go look at a home if you're not pre-approved, because most likely it's already going to be off of the market. And here's my last bonus tip for you. When you're putting in an offer, make sure that pre-approval amount matches the offer amount. Even if you're pre-approved for a little bit more, you don't want that listing agent to know that you can go up a little higher, because in this offer, you're just choosing not to. If you've liked today's video, then stick around for this one.